Going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of the QC Podcast. I'm your co-host QT. And today we got us a very, very special guest. To me is my friend. Not too long ago met him, but he been thorough since the day I met him. Entrepreneur, owner of Kingdom 478 Boxing, the personal trainer and the boxing coach. My guy Serge, man. What's up with you, bro?
What's going on with you, bro? What's up? What's up?
Man, just cooling, man. How you living these days? What you got going on?
Man, I can't complain, man. Just staying busy, trying to keep the business afloat with all this crazy stuff going on with the pandemic. But everything
Mm-hmm.
going back to normal now, so we're where we need to be.
For sure, for sure. And what you spoke about business, what business you got going on? How did you keep your business going? You know what I'm saying, during the pandemic? Like what you had to do to keep it up?
Man, honestly, man, during the pandemic, all the gyms closed down for a minute, during, because of the quarantine. So I was training people out of the garage, man. I set the I set the garage up at the crib, put a bag in there, and I was just having people come through, mainly on a personal training tip. I wasn't doing no classes or training in the youth, but I was just mainly
Mhm.
just trying to, keep something going on. Can't be, you can't let nothing go underwater while what I'm saying, can't get affected by everything else. So
Right, right.
yeah, definitely, man. Just trying to stay on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember meeting you through the gym with Jared, man, and
Oh yeah.
I seen that you was a co-owner of the Kingdom Boxing 478. Talk a little bit about boxing and what has it done for you and why, you know what I'm saying, you train for boxing, why you love the sport so much.
Man, well, for me, boxing, man, how should I say, man? I always been a fan of it, man. Grew up around it since I was a kid, man. I want to say like my whole family, man. That's like the biggest sport we've been into is boxing. So since I was like 7 years old, before I even knew who was fighting, they was having fight parties at the crib. You know what I mean? I was just always around it. I had an uncle who was a professional. He wasn't a high level professional like that, man, but he was he's just professional. And really, man, one day I want to say I was probably like 16, 17, man. I just wanted to pick it up, man. I asked him, I'm like, yo, man, train me, teach me what you know. And he at my grandma's house on the weekends, I would go over there, man. And he started teaching me some of the stuff. Unfortunately, man, he ended up getting incarcerated, and
Mm.
he ended up, doing some time. And while he did that, man, once I picked it up, I couldn't put it down, man. I fell in love with it. So I just started, kind of teaching myself because there was no gyms around, Warner Robins.
Right.
It was a gym in Macon, man, but going back and forth there every day, it was a pain in the ass, man. So I was like, shit,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just pick it up, you know what I'm saying, and pick up what I learned from him, and I just kept going with it, just watching videos, studying fights, and from there, man, I fell in love with it, man. So, and Kingdom Boxing came from I actually I was training like my nephews, training my cousins, and training them in the backyard, but my partner KD, my business partner, my brother, man, he actually came to me. He had been doing a little boxing with a dude named Coach Brown. Um, he had a gym out there in Perry, man. He had been doing a little bit of boxing with him, and he reached out to me, asked me about training him. And we linked up. We was training in apartment gyms. We was training in the little multi-purpose rooms inside of like the Edge Fitness and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
pretty much trying to get it wherever we could get it. And we eventually, man, he just kind of reached out to me, was like, man, it's a dude I know named Jared, and I knew Jared from high school. He like, it's the dude I know named Jared. Go to church with me. He's like, man, he's doing some training right there at the church. And Jared had the whole 619 going down. So just an opportunity for us to kind of just share a building together. So we went in, Jared. Shout out to Jared for giving us a little opportunity to get in that
Shout
church.
out for
And
sure.
then we went from there, man. And we actually did business together for a minute. And but now we King the Boxing, man. We there now. We here now, man. It took a long road, man. We started slow, but we here now, man. We doing good.
Most definitely. I like the fact that you put it in Warner Robins. You probably one of the first, you know what I'm saying, boxing coaches in Warner Robins with the gym. So I seen that you seen the opportunity there because you just said it was only one in making that one around you was. So
Yeah.
far as me with boxing though, I I always knew about Floyd and about Mike Tyson and Pacquiao and all them guys, but I wasn't really into it until about a year ago. And especially
Yeah.
when I started coming to the gym with y'all and hearing y'all talk about it, I said, let me dive deeper into it. You know what I'm saying? What really be going on in the ring. And I was on watching a fight every day for like for like a month and a half, 2 months. I was like, I love the sport, man. It's very exciting. The fact I've been knew about it, but when I dove deeper into it, like it's something I really like. It's something I really like to talk about. So it was good that I met you and you kind of gave me some pointers on who the best fighters was, or you know what I'm saying. And now I'm to the point where I want to kind of start training and just not sparring anybody, but just doing boxing because I like the sport so much. So I'm glad you're here so we could talk about it a little bit. And shout out to Kingdom Boxing 478, man. Shout out to Serge.
No
I
doubt,
appreciate you coming on the show, man. But so we're gonna get into this first fight that we got coming up this weekend. Oh yeah, we'll get into this first fight. We got coming up this weekend. It's in Top Rank. We got Vasily Lomachenko versus Masayoshi Nakatani. I hope I'm saying his name right. Now Lomachenko 14-2 with 10 KOs and Nakatani 19-1 with 18 KOs. They two pretty good fighters, pretty good prospects. So what's your predictions and how you think this fight gonna play out?
I'll be honest with you, man. So Lomachenko, you know, he's coming back off that loss from Teofimo Lopez.
Tio,
you know, he took that loss. It was a close fight, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's doing something that a lot of cats don't do, you know, because he's taking on a rough dude in Nakatani, man. Because Nakatani, he ain't no walk in the park.
Yeah,
you know,
good fighter.
Nakatani actually just dethroned you know, Felix Verdejo, you know, who was like a up and coming prospect. So pretty much, man, you know, my thoughts on the fight. You know, ideally you would think that it's gonna be a walk in the park for Lomachenko, just because he was, you know, former #1 pound for pound, you know, in some people's eyes. And you know, he's supposed to be like, you know, this you know, great, you know, just great fighter that nobody has seen in so long. You know what I mean? They call him the Matrix and all this and this. I mean, he's a great fighter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discrediting him, but I feel like, you know, in the sport of boxing, man, styles make fights. And if you look at Lomachenko's, you know, his record, he's beat some great fighters, you know what I'm saying, Rigondeaux, and, you know, a lot of good fighters, you know what I'm saying, Nicholas Walters, you know, just to name a few. But his loss, you know, but before Teofimo Lopez was against a Mexican fighter named Orlando Salido. And Salido was, I'm not gonna say he fought like Nakatani, but he was similar. They would both come forward, rugged fighters, throw a lot of punches. And Salido, man, he actually gave, you know, not Teofimo Lopez, I apologize, Lomachenko his first loss. Now, you know, kind of touch bases on this fight. They have similar styles, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it could be trouble. It could be troubling for Lomachenko, because this dude would just come forward. He come forward, throw a lot of punches. You put him down, he gets right back up, and he's tall, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say he fights like a tall fighter, long, but he you know, he's gonna be there to get hit, but he's gonna give you everything you're asking for. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to lean towards anybody, I'm gonna lean towards Lomachenko, just based off of his experience and skill level and IQ. But I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. Call me crazy, but I would not be surprised if this dude gives Lomachenko everything everything he can handle. You see what I'm saying? Like, it'll be a long night.
Sure.
If Lomachenko can get that guy out of there, like knock him out, stop him, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take my hat off to him and be like, well, you know, Teofimo Lopez can do it, because Teofimo Lopez, who just beat Lomachenko, he struggled against Nakatani as well. So I think that's why I think that's why Lomachenko is trying to take this fight to say, even though I lost to you, I'm gonna show you how to beat the guy that you struggled against. You know what I'm saying? And do it in a more impressive fashion. So I'd lean towards Lomachenko, but I think it's not gonna be a walk in the park. It's gonna be hard, man. Definitely.
For sure. I'm with you on that, man. Well, I ain't with you on Lomachenko. I'm gonna go with Nakatani just because he the underdog. Everybody expect Loma to, okay, let me show y'all that I can beat the guy that, you know what I'm saying, gave Tio trouble, which Tio was the one that kind of dethroned him in that 135-pound weight class. Now, Loma got some good wins against, like you said, Pedraza and Luke Campbell, and it was an impressive loss to Tio. It wasn't just no walk in the park for Tio. It was a great fight. But after I seen Nakatani do what he did to Felix Verdejo, I like the way he fight. I like what he do. And like you say, he rugged, man. He gonna come forward. So I'm gonna lean towards Nakatani just out the fact that I like the way he fight. I like Loma too. I mean, I like Loma too, but his last performance compared to Nakatani's last performance, even though they were different opponents, I just like Nakatani a little bit better. Those are my predictions.
Yeah, I respect that. Like I said, I can't get mad at that at all, because I mean, you know, that guy, he ain't coming to give nobody an easy night. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
19-0, 18 knockouts. So Loma they gonna have to fight. That boy got a little bit of power now. He ain't no slouch. You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. It's gonna be a good one for sure.
So let's talk about the next one that we really, you know, I'm gonna be in attendance, by the way, for my boy, the 140-pound weight division. We got the WBA junior welterweight title on the line. Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. Now
Uh-huh.
Tank Davis is 24-0, 23 knockouts. Mario Barrios 26-0, 17 knockouts. And Tank moving up to 140. It's a big size difference in this fight. So what's your predictions on this fight this Saturday?
You know me, man, from the gym. You know how we talk. You know what I'm saying? I've always been.
Yeah.
I've never been critical on. I never been critical on Gervonta Davis's skill set. You know, or his his power. It's more just like the way his handlers they pick his matchups. But I mean, I got to give him credit for this one. You know, even though Barrios isn't the top dog at 140, he's an undefeated fighter. Gervonta Davis is going up in weight, you know what I'm saying? So he's not like going up in weight and fighting some journeyman or take some easy fight. He's going after an undefeated champion, you know what I'm saying? Even though in boxing they got hella belts. That title, so to say, really doesn't mean much because Josh Taylor's the undisputed champion. But
Who's gonna get to
you
that?
know,
Who's gonna get to
yeah,
that? Go
yeah.
ahead, though.
But that belt is a piece of the WBA. But if honestly, man, I I watch Barrios. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you and tell you that I'm a big fan of him. Like I just watch all his fights. I've caught a couple of his fights. Especially on like undercards on the pay-per-views and stuff like that. And I was actually watching one of his fights the other night. You know what I mean? I seen his last fight against Cowboy Carl, but I was watching the other night. I was doing some homework, man. I was just watching his fight, and I'll be honest with you, man. A lot of people think he's going to trouble Gervonta Davis just because of his size, because he's bigger than Gervonta. I mean, he packs power as well. And, he trains with Virgil Hunter, who was Andre Ward's trainer. So that he has a good team behind him. But I just feel like at this moment, I feel like Gervonta's handlers aren't going to put him in a position where it's going to be too hard of where he can lose, so to say. I feel like they know it's going to be a tough fight, but they feel like Gervonta has what it takes. And I think he does too. I think he should be able to carry up his power to 140. You know what I'm saying? Because he's only going up 5 more pounds from 135 to 140. So I feel like it's really going to be able to tell in the first half. So it's like I could see the fight going like this. I could see Mario Barrios coming out trying to box, trying to use his height and his reach. You know what I'm saying? To keep Gervonta on the outside. But I feel like, and that's going to be his best bet, to keep him on the outside and maybe try to catch Gervonta coming in with something. You know what I mean? Gervonta getting reckless and maybe catch him coming in with a shot. But I feel like if Gervonta doesn't respect what Mario has, like if he don't respect his power, I feel like Gervonta, he's mean, bro. He's mean. He's
a little bulldog.
He a little bulldog. He gonna come in there. If he takes his power, there ain't nothing to keep Gervonta off. Gervonta gonna walk him down. And speaking of Pedraza, man, like Gervonta fought Pedraza, and that's a tall fighter as well. You know what I'm saying? Probably the same height as Barrios. And you see what he did to Pedraza. He did struggle somewhat against
I was about to
Pedraza.
say Pedraza was giving him trouble though. He was giving him trouble at first, but like you said, he caught him with that one thing, sent him on out of there. He caught him on that one thing, sent him on out of there.
I think really, man, in order to beat Gervonta Davis, you know what I'm saying, outside having IQ, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. He's hard to beat right now. It has to be somebody like, I think somebody like who's like top tier IQ, like somebody like a Lomachenko, somebody like that who's really going to, give Gervonta real trouble, man. Because right now, just kind of basing it off of, Barrios, he's a great fighter, but I noticed watching that fight that I was telling you I was watching the other night. I noticed he in exchanges he likes to fight, and in exchanges he gets hit. Gervonta's not a person that you just want to get hit by. You know what I'm saying?
No, negative. You already know that.
Yeah, he got power. He got that one punch power. So, I mean, hey, if I was Barrios' team, I'd tell him, work him on the outside.
Exactly.
Tie him up when he gets in close. You know what I'm saying? And just try to frustrate him. If I was Gervonta's team, I'm gonna tell him to work behind the jab and let's start down low first. Let's touch the body. Let's take his legs from under him. Because if he's gonna he's the taller fighter. When you chop down the tree, you don't chop it down from the top. You go from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take them legs from under him. We're going to hit the body and eventually, force him to fight me. And when he fights me, we're going to get him up out of there. If I was Gervonta's team, that's what I would do, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm going to lean towards Gervonta, man. I'm not going to say decision. I'm going to say a late round stoppage. I could see it maybe like in the 10th or something like that. You know what I mean? I see Gervonta just wearing him down, maybe get him out of there in the later rounds for sure.
For sure. That's definitely one I'm leaning. He gonna knock him out. Bro might not get up. But
Yeah, I mean, hey,
I'm definitely leaning towards Tank. I just think it's gonna be he gotta find his footing. You know, the 5'10" guy. He a little
yeah,
bit like almost as tall as me and you know what I'm saying? So
definitely.
if he could keep the distance and keep him on the outside and just box Tank, he got a chance at winning. But once Tank get in on the inside, he ain't gonna have room to throw that power punch. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be curled up. He let Tank get inside. I think it's over with from the get go. If we don't, you know what I'm saying, show Tank that he can keep the distance and box, then
Yeah,
then Barrios in trouble. Now he got a chance to win it if he do that, and he also possesses power. We ain't really seen Tank chin get tested yet, so if he
yeah,
catch him, I really want to see that. As far as for Tank at this point in his career, because people want to say he ain't fought nobody, but the people he did fought with names, he kind of dominated them. Now he sent Santa Cruz out of there. He beat Pedraza. He beat Liam Walsh at the time, who was a good fighter. He
yeah.
beat Gamboa. Gamboa kind of touched him a little bit, but it wasn't nothing crazy. He got him out of there. So I think he
Yeah.
fought some people, but they were on the decline, but they still were some good fighters. So I
I'm
want
gonna
to see him get tested.
I'm gonna give him credit for Santa Cruz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got touched here and there at the beginning, but regardless, it's boxing. You gonna get touched.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I give him credit for that. You know, my main thing is I've always been critical. That's how I am. I've always been critical, and it's not just a Gervonta Davis. It's mainly like that whole 135 division because we
Man, I
have
hate that division. I'm
yeah
sick of it.
yeah we have so much talent and they're not fighting each other, and it could be
Mhm.
it's, a lot of times it's handlers and just the business behind the scenes, but I feel like, man, back in the day when you had a lot of guys that were top dogs in that division, they was making the fights happen.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying, man. But I'm gonna definitely, like I say, Gervonta, I'm gonna give him the edge. But I will say this: if Barrios can keep him on the outside,
Yeah.
and like I say, maybe catch Gervonta coming in, or if he's able to tie Gervonta up every time Gervonta gets on the inside instead of letting him work, it could
Lean
be a
on
long,
him.
it could
Put
be
that
a
weight
long,
on
long
him.
night. Yeah, it could be a
Yeah.
long night. It could be a long night because we never seen. Well, we have seen Gervonta go later rounds, but that's where you're gonna really see, like, if you can't get this guy out of there, you know what I'm saying? That's where the true heart gets shown. Like, I
Mhm.
can't stop this guy. I'm hitting him with everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we gonna see. We gonna see. The first couple rounds, the first half of the fight is gonna be crucial, in my opinion.
I say we both got Davis on that one, man. I'm
Yeah,
ready to.
definitely.
That's gonna be the first fight I'm attending, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna be in state for him. I hope it go long because I don't want to be in there for one round. I done spent my money. You know
I
what
know, I
I'm
know.
saying?
Facts,
So
facts. Yeah.
speaking of the Gervonta Davis going up to 140, not looking too far ahead, but what do you think he lined up against Josh Taylor and the Regis Pro Garris in the top dogs in 140?
I mean, again, like I say, with those type of fighters, as Regis, Regis goes, Rougarou, man, I like him. He a good fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Great
I like
power.
him too. Yeah,
He was, him and Gervonta was going back and forth on Twitter. I don't know if you seen that. They was kind of talking some shit to each other.
I
I
ain't see
think,
it.
yeah, they was because Gervonta, he like to talk shit on Twitter, man. So they go back and
Definitely,
forth. Yeah, but I
definitely.
think against somebody like a Rougarou, like a Regis, that'll be a good fight because you talk about a bigger guy. So, he hit too. So it's like now
Mm,
it's like let's see who can take it. Let's see who can, I would say this is my opinion. I think Gervonta is a better all around fighter than Regis to
mm.
me. But I still feel like Regis is definitely like somebody you can just take lightly, man. Regis is he's an animal, bro, for real. They call him the Rougarou for a reason. He a monster.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so so I mean, I don't know, man. That's a good fight, but I mean, again, I want to see how Gervonta's power is going to carry up to 140. I think he should be able to carry it up there, but as shown in the past, a lot of fighters move up and weight, and they can't carry their power.
Mm.
Again, that's Josh Taylor can fight, man. He ain't got
He
he ain't got a
good, bro.
long extensive record, but
Yeah.
all the guys he fought are great fighters, man.
Mm.
And dude, man, showed against that Ramirez fight, man. Ramirez, he put on a hell of a performance, but I mean, Josh Taylor, man, that left hand, he couldn't miss. He
Mm-hmm.
couldn't miss, and he
Yeah.
put him down 2 times. I think Gervonta can hold his own with those type of guys, but I think we'll really be able to. We got to touch back on this subject after this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because now we have to see how he gonna do with a bigger fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How his power gonna look at that weight. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. I think he'll do good in 140 because I don't really know too many guys in 140 that be like, bro, he'll give him super trouble. Like, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying? With the power he possesses, like you said, after this fight, we're gonna see can he really handle himself against a bigger opponent. I personally think he'll have trouble if he run into a fighter like a Juan Montel, not like the actual Juan Montel person, but like a person that's rugged like that can take punches. And because we seen the way he did with Charlo this weekend, we thought he was gonna get knocked out like 8 different times, and he kept coming back. So if you run into a fighter like that, man, it's gonna be ugly because we're gonna see can he take some punches and he gonna have to fight 12 rounds.
But I'll say this, man, when it comes down to, to compare somebody like that, there's not really a Juan Montiel type of guy besides like a Ramirez at 140, 130, 135. I mean, we got some good guys out there, but there's not nobody who's really just a rugged guy, so to say. Like as far as them, we talk about the Haney, the Teofimo, the Lomachenko. That's why I feel like somebody like a Lomachenko whose IQ is very, top tier. That would be somebody who would have to trouble with Gervonta Davis because he's sharp and I mean he's athletic. His IQ's top tier. You know what I'm saying? He's
IQ.
Yeah. So I mean that's Gervonta gonna have to be sharp. Gervonta at the end of the day, I mean I'm pretty sure he can hang with Lomachenko and he has the power to put any of the guys out. You know what I'm saying? With one shot. So it's just a matter of, you know what I mean? Like, but like I say, I think as far as somebody, it's gonna have to be somebody like Lomachenko right now. I mean, I like Teofimo as well. Everybody, they big on him, but I just don't feel like I don't feel like a guy like Teofimo could beat Gervonta Davis. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Every day I change my mind.
Yeah.
Every day it's never Ryan Garcia no more. Let me go ahead and put that out of there. It's always Teofimo, Tank, and sometimes Devin Haney. Devin Haney just don't have the power right now, man. So I don't know if he could take a take punch for 12 rounds and box him. I don't know if he's gonna make it through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the last guy he fought, I forget his name, but he almost Jorge Linares. He almost got him out of there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it was a sharp performance, though. It was a sharp performance.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Devin Haney, man, he a hell of a fighter, man. He a great fighter, good IQ. I think, and this is being real, when it comes to that level, man, you got to have something that these fighters have to respect. And I'm not saying he don't pack no type of power. I just feel like in that fight against Linares, he hit Linares with everything but the kitchen sink, as they would say. And he couldn't. And Linares is a guy who's been knocked out before. He's been knocked out a few times, and he couldn't get him out of there. He couldn't get him out of there. But I respect Devin Haney because Devin Haney could have just boxed, and he went in there and he sat in there and put himself at risk. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. A lot of people are very critical because he got hurt, and they're like, "Oh, he got hurt." But it's boxing, man. Like you put just in order to win big, you got to risk. You know what I'm saying? So and he did that. He was beating up on Linares. He pretty much dominated every round except the ones where he got touched. And even then he still was in there fighting. I think the 12th round was the only one where he was doing a lot of clinching and shit like that. But I like Haney. I like Haney. I'll be honest with you though. Back to the whole Ryan Garcia situation. I'm not a fan of Ryan Garcia, to be honest. But against somebody like a Gervonta Davis, we looking at it from a style perspective. I'm always leaning towards Gervonta Davis, but we talking about Ryan Garcia has that. He has a puncher's chance. You know what I'm saying? So he's tall, he's long, and he has that fast left hook. And against a southpaw, you know what I'm saying? Southpaws are susceptible for that shot. And if Gervonta Davis, were to try to walk in, just like he can knock out Ryan Garcia with one shot, we know Ryan Garcia packs power as well, and it could be interesting. So that fight right there, I would definitely lean. If I had to put money on the line, I'm going with Gervonta all the way. But I mean, it would be a fight where it's like if Ryan lands, you never know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because he do pack some power.
It also I feel like it boiled down to like what in what ways can Tank lose that fight? I think it's one way is what you just named, that left hook.
Yeah.
Tank got a left uppercut, a right uppercut. If he get inside and work that body, I think he gonna break him down slowly. And I'm pretty sure Tank know that he's susceptible to that punch. So he gonna be doing everything in his power to not get hit with that. And I think he just has more ways to beat him. That's why I'm gonna lean towards Tank. I used to say Ryan Garcia in the gym just to stir a mess. Just to stir a mess so we can talk. But
yeah.
I'm going with Tank, man, for sure.
Yeah, all the way. I agree.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Tank as well, man. I'm gonna go with Tank as well. Because like I say, outside of his speed and power, I feel like Ryan Garcia lacks a lot fundamentally. He fights with his chin in the air, too tall. You know what I'm saying? And against Luke Campbell, we seen he was
Flat-footed.
flat-footed, got hit. You know what I'm saying? And but
Yeah.
I give him his props for getting up, getting up and finishing the guy off. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what champions are made of. I just, like I said, he do a little bit too much talking for me. Getting on that Mike Tyson show and shit, talking all that shit to Gervonta, and then pulling I ain't gonna say pulling out of the fight. He went and pretty much fought Fortuna, or say he was gonna
Mm.
fight Pacquiao first, but it's just he kind of talked too much and don't do what he said he's gonna do. So
I
I'm
don't
not.
get I don't get the Pacquiao. Pacquiao was gonna murder him for one. What, they was gonna fight at the catch weight?
They was talking exhibition. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really.
Oh.
When I seen that shit, I kind of just, you know what I'm saying, blew that shit the other way, because I'm like, man, they these two guys, they doing it obviously for the money at this point.
We
So
got a lot of talking to do, but one last thing before we let you go. How you feel about the Charlo Juan Montiel fight from last weekend?
yeah, you know me, man. I like the Charlos. I'm a big fan of the younger Charlo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh,
for
what is his
sure. To
name?
my boys,
Yeah,
Jamel.
Jamel. I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
Jamel. So I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When it comes down to that fight, man, it was. I honestly thought Charlo was gonna get him out of there early. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna get him out of there early. I just not saying not saying I underestimated Juan Montiel. I just feel like at this point, Charlo just came off that win to Daryachenko, which was a great
Hmm.
great performance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's been showing he's there. You know what I'm saying? He's been showing he's at that level. Or at least he's supposed to be mentioned with those big names. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I was just expecting him to end up catching him and getting him out of there, because I didn't see much. I didn't see nothing too impressive about Juan Montiel outside of his ability. You know what I'm saying? His power. And he's real awkward, you know what I'm saying? So I just felt like, he wasn't gonna have nothing for him. But when I started watching the fight, of course, Charlo was dominating. He pretty much dominated, I ain't gonna say dominated, but he won the fight clearly. But the first half he definitely dominated. And
Hmm.
when he hurt him, but then I started seeing that it got to the point, and that's where, like I say, kind of like with Gervonta, when you can't get a guy out of there, that's where it's gonna really show
Hmm.
your true
Exactly.
heart.
That's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I was getting at with him, man. And like you said, the first 6 rounds he beat him bad.
Yeah,
Seventh, he start each round he was hitting him with stuff like, all right, sooner he gonna fall. He gonna fall sooner or
yep,
later. He hit him with everything he had, and I feel like in his mind he knew that he wasn't gonna fall, so he was like, man, what I'm supposed to do now? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So he actually took a couple shots. I ain't gonna say Montiel had him hurt or nothing, but he
yeah.
took some shots from Montiel, and he's like you said, I feel like he showed that he was a true champion through that.
Yeah, I think he showed, definitely showed the heart, definitely showed the, because a lot of people say he could have went out and boxed. Montel was there, man. He took them
Hmm.
shots, and a lot of them punches that Charlo was throwing, because Charlo was throwing some big heavy shots in combination. And bro, that if you've been in the ring, that drains you. You got to be in good shape to be able to throw that many punches. And he threw, I think he broke his record, threw like somewhere over like 700 punches or something like
Hmm.
that. But Montiel was catching a lot of those punches on the gloves. He would get hurt, he would get hit,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But he was catching a lot of those punches on the glove. He was able to walk Charlo down. What really opened my eye in that fight, to kind of just make me think about Charlo, against those top guys, is Charlo. He was getting hit to the body a lot, and he didn't like it. Like I don't know what round it was, but it was a sequence where he hurt Montiel. Montiel went to the ropes. Charlo, was on him. He was throwing some good shots. He was trying to get him out of there. And then Montiel, in one of those exchanges, threw a little left hook to the body. Boom, little short body shot to the liver.
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, Charlo he backed up. He quit throwing punches. Now I don't know if it was because he started gassing out, or if it was just a shot that hurt him, and he was like, yeah. But I just noticed Montiel was landing a lot of short little body shots. Also, he had a good little uppercut he was landing on
Hmm.
Charlo. And I mean, Charlo, he got cut. You know what I'm saying? The body shots, man, them,
Hmm.
they'll take a lot from you. So think I props to Charlo. He did his thing. Props to Montiel, you know what I'm saying? Because he stood in there and showed what kind of heart, what kind of caliber he is. And he's definitely gonna be a force to be reckoned with. But Charlo, against somebody like Canelo, against somebody like Benavidez, against somebody like Benavidez, based off that performance, he's gonna definitely he's gonna be in for a long night, because those guys are vicious body punchers. And just let's be real, he's way above, from a skill set level, way above Montiel. So is David Benavidez. So um And then we'll see, man. But I know you big on that the Canelo Charlo, man. I want to see
I'm
that too.
big on both of the Charlos and Errol Spence. Them my guys. Both of the Charlos
Yeah.
and Errol Spence. But we ain't gonna speak on the Canelo, but he'll murder Benavidez.
You think he'll murder Benavidez?
Man, he gonna get him out of there. I'm telling you.
Listen.
I want that fight to happen so bad. He'll murder.
Look,
We ain't gonna speak on Canelo yet, but Benavidez better close his mouth.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this. Man. And I ain't gonna hold you long. I'm gonna say it like this. You look at Juan Montiel again. Boxing, the styles make fights. You look at Juan Montiel. You look at David Benavidez. Both big fighters. Juan Montiel coming forward. That's where he was having his success, pushing Charlo back. We know that's how Benavidez, fights. He comes forward. He could box too, but he comes forward. A lot of sharp punches, and we see that the body punches Montiel was landing on Charlo was what was giving Charlo that trouble, man.
It definitely was. Though.
It would definitely be an entertaining fight, but I gotta go with Benavidez. I feel like Benavidez, he too strong, man. And I'm gonna be honest, that's the reason Charlo keeps saying, "Oh, I'm not going up to 168. I'm 160." You know what I'm saying? Because them boys at 168. Oh, I'll fight Benavidez at a catch weight. But you also got to remember, he was the one that started mentioning Benavidez's name first. But then when Benavidez started trying to get serious with him, he started pulling back. Not saying Charlo's scared, of course. But, we talking boxing. Nobody's scared to fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, I'm gonna have to ride with Benavidez on that one, man. But I'm a fan of Charlo, man. I'm a fan of the smaller one though. You know what I'm saying?
Jamel, the one with the loss. He's trying to unify the division. We're gonna definitely get on that in a couple weeks on the episode, man. But
definitely, man, definitely.
Our picks in, I got Nakatani in 12 rounds probably, and I definitely got Tank Davis by knockout in the 8th. Knockout in the 8th.
Yeah, I'm
gonna go. Say who you got again.
I'm gonna go with Lomachenko. I'm gonna say a decision. I'm gonna say a unanimous decision.
Okay.
It's gonna be a long night, and I'm gonna go with Gervonta Davis. I'm gonna go with we're gonna say I might be agreeing with you, like 8, 9, somewhere around there between 8 to 10. And I'm gonna call a body shot. That's what I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call a body shot.
It's gonna be that vicious uppercut. He gonna hit it right in the chin. That boy it gonna look a little worse now. It gonna look a little worse than Santa Cruz. You heard me? You going in and out.
Man, you curious the fights, man. Yeah. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay. You back.
Can you? Yeah. Like I say, man, they're gonna be good fights. I'm excited to see them, man. And hey, man, we just gotta be tuned in, man. And we gonna keep talking about these good matchups that's coming up for sure, man. On the next round.
Appreciate you coming on the show today. See you next week.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you having me, bro.
All right, man. For sure. Yes, sir.
All right. Yep.